First in television from the capital to the coast, this is WNCT-TV, Greenville.
Wow. I mean, it's all underwater. It is completely underwater.
Never been like this. Never been this high.
The Star River Park within 300 feet.
This is just such a catastrophe. I mean, like nothing we've ever seen.
I had thought by this time there wouldn't be so many houses still buried underwater.
It's more than anybody ever expected. It's not going to go away. It's not going to go away in a week or two. It's going to be here for months and maybe years.
As they say, this is the flood of the century.
If you live in North Carolina long enough, you'll eventually meet up with a hurricane. And just like people, hurricanes have their own personalities. Some are fast and full of bluster, others are slow and lumbering. Each hurricane's name brings a distinct set of memories. And with Floyd, it was water everywhere. This half hour, we'll journey back to Floyd's 1999 landfall using footage from our original Flood of the Century documentary, plus present-day interviews with those who covered it here at our station. Hurricane Floyd became a literal high-water mark for hurricane destruction in North Carolina. But Floyd didn't earn a place in history all by itself. In some ways, the stage was set weeks before Floyd ever arrived with a separate hurricane named Dennis. These two systems proved, more than ever, a basic truth about hurricanes. Damage potential is not a function of strength alone.
Dennis, I remember how it came up the first time just off the coast but gave us tons of rain. It stalled off Virginia, then it came back down. And again, all the rivers rose after Dennis to near flood stage. And then, of course, that set the stage for Floyd to really pound us with the major flooding.
Wasn't that long ago we were dealing with Dennis, who came to stay.
Boy, he did come to stay. This storm is even more scary.
Hurricane Floyd, twice the size of Florida, at one point grew to a Category 4 hurricane. As the storm bears down on North Carolina, the question is, are we ready?
Hurricane Dennis, that was just the start. Now we got Floyd coming. We boarded up this house once and took it down. Now I got to do it again.
Another hurricane headed towards the east less than 2 weeks after the departure of Dennis, September 14, 1999.
We've been here for everyone the last 6 years, and everybody's told us to definitely leave for this one because they said don't mess around with it.
Already the waves are coming perilously close to these homes. Folks aren't messing around this time. They're getting out of Dodge.
Yeah, it's time to go, I think, you know, maybe a little bit past time.
That led to what was then the largest weather-related evacuation in U.S. history.
The Neuse River is about 200 yards behind me. Already there's about 2 to 3 inches of water on the ground in this community. Despite the warnings, some of the residents say they're staying.
At this point, I have no other choice.
And why do you say that?
Because this is my home. I don't have a lot of family here in North Carolina. I'm from up north. And this is it.
For some, the decision to stay will prove deadly. September 16th. Water begins to overpower land as Floyd makes landfall as a Category 2 hurricane with winds of 105 miles per hour, producing tornadoes and flooding coastal highways.
Stay home. Do not try to venture out in this because it is very serious. Neighborhood Doppler 9 right now still showing plenty of activity over eastern North Carolina.
Inland, flooding will become the biggest threat.
But the next morning I got up to come to work and the sun was shining. It was a beautiful morning and I just thought, oh my goodness, you know, we've made it through. Little did I know that the storm was really just starting.
Hello everyone and thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Watlington. Today we're highlighting some of ENC's favorite barbecue, From old school favorites to some with a new school twist, we're heading all over the East to find out why barbecue is a way of life. And we're kicking things off in Greene County and the small town of Hookerton. There's a family there serving up some great barbecue dating back to the 1930s. Today we're introducing you to the family behind Morris Barbecue.
It's a destination.
If you drive down this stretch of road outside Hookerton on a Saturday morning, you might hear a particular sound. It's the sound of a family tradition.
We chop it one way and then we try to cross cut it, and that gives you basically your chopped barbecue.
William Morris is the third generation owner of Morris Barbecue. His grandfather, Willie Pop Morris, started the tradition.
He started in 31. The restaurant here was built in 56, so that's 68 years. In March, it makes 68 years, and I feel like we're doing something right.
Even before the dining room opens at 9:30 every Saturday, the staff is hard at work. That includes William's daughter, Ashley Godley.
I'm an only child, so one day, which I feel like is already partly mine, I take good pride in it.
Another thing that makes Morris unique, they're only open on Saturdays. That means many of the 10 or so people working here also work other full-time jobs during the week. Ashley's husband, Ryan, is one of those helping to make Saturdays special.
So what's it been like marrying into the barbecue business?
A lot of work. I tell people I went into college, so I didn't have to work on Saturday, and now I work every Saturday. But no, it's good. We've had in recent years so many local barbecue places close. I think just having these little hole-in-the-wall joints are pretty cool.
And folks head here from all over to get a sandwich or a plate of tasty Eastern North Carolina barbecue.
You might drive by and see a long line, but you don't have to wait long.
Good food, the word of mouth travels.
Mm-hmm. We have people that come from all over. We have a couple that come from Clayton just about every week. I mean, people are driving hours just to come eat. We're kind of a destination place.
As you see, you've been here several times, just the amount of people that come. And they've been coming for years and years, and it blows my mind.
We always say Pop would be proud. My great-grandfather would be proud.
What's your favorite part of Saturdays?
Well, meeting all the customers is always a thrill, and it's nice. It's nice to see old faces, new faces. But I'd have to say I'm give out at the end of the day and kind of ready to take a rest.
At least one day of rest, then it's on to another work week leading up to the next busy Saturday at Morris Barbecue. Again, Morris Barbecue is only open on Saturdays. They open for takeout at 8 in the morning. The dining room opens at 9:30. And by 2 o'clock, well, you'll have to wait until the next Saturday. As we continue our search for Eastern North Carolina's favorite barbecue, this next place might be the holy grail of barbecue spots. We're staying here in Pitt County and headed to a town that knows a thing or two about good barbecue, Ayden. Many locals there call this place Pete Jones Barbecue, but you probably know it as Skylight Inn, a member of the North Carolina Barbecue Hall of Fame. The smoke rises inside an Eastern North Carolina landmark. Whole hogs cook over shovelfuls of oak coals.
A barbecue is synonymous with North Carolina.
This is the smokehouse at Skylight Inn Barbecue. When you walk in here, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
When I walk in here is like a piece of Americana. This is one of the original smokehouses here at Skylight, and 78 years since my grandfather opened. So yes, there's a lot of history in these walls and on this ground that we're standing on.
Fourth generation pitmaster Sam Jones practically grew up inside here.
The sweat that's coming off of your and I brow right now is also a product of this house. Now the result that's going to come out of it is well worth it. And there's hopefully a line of people in there that's going to enjoy it.
And line up they do from Pitt County and far beyond.
When I want good barbecue, this is where I come
to the capital of Eastern North Carolina barbecue.
It's a staple of the community. It's a landmark, a benchmark in some places. It's a place that other barbecues judged by.
Delicious barbecue, some of the best in the state. I've eaten barbecue all over the state. This is the best.
We're almost like a standard bearer, which is sometimes a heavy cloak to wear.
Maybe even more so when a few of Skylight Inn's contemporaries are no longer in business.
I mean, think here just in the last 4 or 5 years, how many little staples in their community that dotted the map of North Carolina are gone.
What happened?
Brushes a tear from the eye because they had some type of memory at that place. You know, so many times the experience is just as important as what's on the end of the fort.
That's the case for Leland Lucas and his friends. They eat at Skylight at least once a week.
I've been coming down here for about 15 years, and it's always been good. Good barbecue.
We have been fortunate enough to create what I consider to be a legacy that's respected. That's why people keep coming back is, one, what we do day in and day out is consistent, and there's somebody standing there that's going to be nice to you.
And there's so much more to this story. Stay tuned for more of my one-on-one conversation with Sam Jones later in the show. Plus, you can check out the full conversation with Sam anytime over on WNCT.com as he talks more about his family's legacy, plus what Sam says it's like going all over the world, spreading the barbecue gospel. Still to come, we're headed to Wayne County. We'll stop at a spot just outside Goldsboro that's getting ready to be inducted into the American Royal Barbecue Hall of Fame. WNCT 9 on your side presents the Go Bowling Military Bowl Preview Show. Now, live from Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium in Annapolis, Maryland, here's 9 on your side sports director Brian Bailey and Zach Kaplan.
Now step aside, 'cause it's time for greatness.
All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome live to Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium. Brian Bailey with Zach Kaplan. Ken Watlington is standing by live in our studios in Greenville. More from him coming up in just a bit. It's been a busy couple of days, obviously, for East Carolina's Pirates and for us. And you were out with some of the fans earlier today.
Absolutely. You were on the National Mall with them. You were there bowling the other night. And the fans are kind of coming into town. Feels like, later half of the week. You got the Clydesdales mowing down the street, fans in attendance. I saw about, 2-1 ECU to NC State fans early on, but we'll see how that plays out. But obviously, plenty of fans making their way here to Annapolis.
The bowl weeks are always like that. It's much more than football, as the Pirates found out.
Bowl week and the Christmas holiday made for a busy time for Pirate football. Several players spent part of their Christmas day unpacking trucks of supplies and then separating those supplies to send to our troops. The much-needed care packages provided a taste of home for our military. Go bowling! It's the Go Bowling Military Bowl, so you have to go bowling, right? Christmas night included all kinds of fun and games. The team also had a chance to check out the history of our nation's capital this week. From monuments to a tour of the Capitol building, these Pirates took it all in.
Look at Jared right here. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I would just say the extensive history that's shown. I mean, over the many years and the growth that's happened in our country, I feel like it was, a very nice thing.
It was really cool just seeing all the statues, seeing the history behind it. Just kind of seeing pictures growing up and then be able to see it in person is pretty crazy. The architecture and stuff of the building is crazy. It just kind of takes your breath away when you walk in, so it was really cool.
And I think the Pirates have certainly enjoyed their week. Now, this is not the first time that East Carolina and North Carolina State have played in a bowl game.
Yeah, you were there. What a moment it was, that magical 1991 season. January 1st, 1992. Brian, I know people at home want to know, what do you remember?
I remember a whole lot about I think I spent a whole month there that week, and it was just a crazy time, and the Pirates had played so well all year long, and they were talking about playing NC State. In 87, they suspended the rivalry. Jim Valvano, the AD, decided, hey, we're not playing East Carolina anymore. And then all of a sudden, January 1st, 1992, we get a chance to see East Carolina and North Carolina State. Let's take you back to the Pirates and the Wolfpack, January 1st, 1992.
The fans were chanting, "We believe." The Pirates believed, and they got that win. Let's show you how East Carolina came from behind and picked up that big victory. This would prove to be the game winner from the shotgun. The Pirates unveil it. Jeff Blake fires the strike to Luke Fisher, and Big Luke dives into the end zone, and the Pirates had come from behind, but it wasn't over. Damon Hartman had a chance to tie it. 49 yards out, the field goal is wide right. No good, and this was the scene on the field. Look at the Pirates. The place was going absolutely nuts. Robert Dale Morgan, the chief executive director of the Peach Bowl, said this was by far the greatest Peach Bowl, and the Peach Bowl has a history of close games. This said this was the most exciting by far.
This dream season for East Carolina looked like a nightmare in the fourth quarter of the Pirates came back with 3 touchdowns, and they win the Peach Bowl, the final 37-34.
Oh, you know that bowl that I had around for my haircut? You can see it back there in 1992. But what a time that was, East Carolina and North Carolina State. I can still remember the fans chanting, "We believe," down 34-17 in that fourth quarter. It was some kind of game for sure.
And I remember seeing the archive video of the fans in the airport going nuts when Bill Lewis and the team came back in. I mean, that had to be a memory you'll always have forever.
It certainly was. It was a great, great week, and we can only hope that this game is half as exciting as that one was. Let's take our first commercial break in our special preview show of the Military Bowl. Coming up, we'll take a look at the year that was for East Carolina. What a crazy roller coaster ride it was. Mike Houston out, Blake Harrell in, and much more after this.
The Pirates enter tomorrow's Military Bowl at 7-5 overall. It's a record that really seemed unattainable back in mid-October after ECU fell on the road at Army to drop to just 3-4. Things were headed in the wrong direction, but then came a change in leadership for the football program.
As 9 on Your Side first reported on WNCT.com this morning, East Carolina making a coaching change. As head football coach Mike Houston was relieved of his duties this morning.
John Gilbert says they have not seen the results they expected out of Mike Houston following a 2-10 season in 2023.
East Carolina pulled the plug on the Mike Houston era after 5.5 years, firing the Pirate coach this morning.
Decisions of this magnitude are complex and difficult. Mike Houston has led this program with class. Everyone in our department and the university is grateful for his passion. You know, based on the recent outcomes, we just were not trending in the right direction and felt like now was the right time to do that. I want to field, and I feel like we should be able to field a consistent winning program at East Carolina.
So the Mike Houston era is over at East Carolina. Of course, the high water mark making back-to-back bowl games. Of course, the canceled game in 2021 up in Annapolis and the bowl win in 2022 over Coastal Carolina down in Birmingham. But since the start of the 2023 season, 5-14 are the Pirates.
Blake Harrell takes over on an interim basis for the departed Mike Houston. I know this has been a really strange week for you so far, hasn't it?
It's been interesting, but, you know, our focus has been on our seniors, on our players in our locker room, and making sure their focus is, hey, win today. And, you know, no better way to get that started than a win versus Temple. And I think, you know, right now it's more about winning each and every day this week. And if we win today and we win tomorrow, maybe we'll have a chance to win on Saturday.
And there was big news today concerning Pirate football.
We've got team coverage this afternoon of interim coach Blake Harrell being promoted to head coach.
It will be official after Wednesday's Board of Trustees meeting in East Carolina. Blake Harrell will be the next head football coach for the Pirates.
I'm blessed to be a Pirate. I'm blessed to be the head football coach and the 23rd head football coach of East Carolina, and excited for the opportunity.
And Blake Harrell would win 4 straight games as the interim head coach. Now he enters his first game as East Carolina head coach in a bowl game. No more interim tag. Harrell helped the Pirates win the Birmingham Bowl as the defensive coordinator just 2 years ago. The new head coach of the Pirates now standing by with Brian Bailey.
Thanks, Ken. Here with Blake Harrell, head football coach at East Carolina. The bowl game just about here. When you look at this North Carolina State football team, what are some of your thoughts?
They're a good football team. I know the record is 6-6, but they got a lot of seniors on defense that fly around. 4 seniors on the offensive line. Quarterback's a really good player. Came on, you know, about 4th, 5th game of the season, starting the rest of the season. Very athletic, has a strong arm, tall, long kid. And the tight end's really good too in the run game. So certainly got our hands full. But, you know, as we made it about, you know, the last part of the season, it's about us. It's about us finishing the way we want to finish and taking care of business. And, you know, if we'll do that, hopefully we have a chance to go win a ball game at the end of the game.